Wait, did Bang Si-hyuk really contact Jimin in the middle of BTS's concert in Munich? And if he did, why did this small moment suddenly become one of the most talked about topics among fans online? Was it related to the concert itself? A new project? Or was there something happening behind the scenes that most people completely missed? Because sometimes, in the middle of a stadium filled with music, lights, and thousands of screaming fans, the smallest detail can end up creating the biggest mystery. Hey guys, Pop Signal family, welcome back. If you've been following everything happening around BTS's World Tour, then you probably already know that Munich has become one of the hottest topics in the fandom. The energy in Germany has been incredible. Thousands of ARMY from different countries traveled to Munich just to witness these concerts. Some fans waited for months. Others flew across continents. The atmosphere around Allianz Arena was filled with excitement long before the members even stepped on stage. And then came Jimin. As always, Jimin's appearance immediately became one of the highlights of the night. From the moment he appeared on stage, fans couldn't stop talking about his visuals, his smile, his interactions with ARMY, and the way he seemed genuinely happy to be there. Videos spread across social media almost instantly. Clips of his expressions, his dancing, and his playful moments were reposted thousands of times within hours. At first, everything seemed completely normal. It looked like another successful stop on BTS's massive tour. Fans were sharing fan cams, discussing their favorite performances, and posting emotional messages about finally seeing BTS again. But then something unexpected happened. A rumor started spreading online. Some fans claimed that Bang Si-hyuk had suddenly contacted Jimin during the Munich concert period. The discussion quickly exploded across social media platforms. Posts began appearing with captions asking, "Why did Bang PD call Jimin?" Others wondered whether something important had happened behind the scenes. And honestly, this is where things became even more interesting. Because at the time these discussions started appearing online, there was no official explanation. No statement from HYBE. No confirmation from BTS. No direct comments from Jimin himself. Yet the topic continued gaining attention. Why? Because BTS fans have learned something over the years. When it comes to BTS, even a tiny moment can sometimes lead to something much bigger. ARMY has seen surprise album announcements happen with almost no warning. They've witnessed secret projects being revealed after weeks of mysterious hints. They've seen unexpected collaborations appear out of nowhere. So naturally, when rumors started circulating about Bang Si-hyuk allegedly contacting Jimin, many people immediately became curious. Was it work-related? Was it personal? Or was it simply a misunderstanding that social media turned into something much bigger? The interesting thing about this entire situation is that it happened during a period when attention toward Jimin was already incredibly high. Munich wasn't just another concert destination. It was one of those tour stops where fans seemed especially emotional. Throughout the day, social media had been flooded with posts about Jimin. Some people were talking about his appearance. Others were discussing his stage presence. Many fans said that he looked relaxed and confident. Some even described him as glowing. And then another detail started catching people's attention. Jimin seemed to be enjoying every second of the concert. There were moments when he laughed with the members. Moments when he looked toward the audience and smiled warmly. Moments when he appeared completely immersed in the experience. Most fans didn't notice this detail immediately, but after videos started circulating, people began pointing it out. They said Jimin looked particularly happy. Of course, happiness can mean many things. Maybe he simply loved performing in Munich. Maybe the crowd's energy affected him positively. Maybe he was excited because the tour itself has become such an emotional journey for BTS. But because the rumor regarding Bang Si-hyuk was already spreading, some people started connecting the dots. And that's exactly how online discussions usually grow. One question leads to another. One observation creates another theory. One post inspires hundreds of new conversations. Before long, the topic wasn't just about whether Bang Si-hyuk contacted Jimin. The discussion had evolved into something much bigger. People began asking what this moment could possibly mean. And perhaps the most fascinating part of all this is that Bang Si-hyuk and Jimin have a long history together. For newer fans, it can sometimes be easy to forget just how many years they've known each other. Bang Si-hyuk wasn't simply an executive who happened to work with BTS. He witnessed their journey from the very beginning. He saw their struggles, their uncertainties, their growth, and eventually their rise into global superstars. He watched Jimin evolve from a young trainee into one of the most recognized performers in the world. That history matters, because whenever fans hear about interactions between BTS and Bang Si-hyuk, many naturally pay attention. There is a sense of familiarity there, a sense of connection built over many years. And that's one reason why this rumor gained so much traction so quickly. However, that's not the whole story, because another factor made this discussion even more intense. Jimin has been receiving enormous attention throughout this tour. Every city seems to create another viral moment. Every performance generates another wave of reactions. Every appearance somehow becomes another trending topic. At some point, even people outside the fandom started noticing how frequently Jimin's name appeared online. This is important context because when someone is already receiving significant attention, almost every small detail surrounding them becomes amplified. A smile becomes a headline. A short interaction becomes a trending topic. A rumor becomes an international discussion. And suddenly, everyone wants answers. But then something else happened. Some fans started taking a step back. They reminded others that no official information had been released regarding the alleged contact. They encouraged people to avoid jumping to conclusions. Their reactions were calm and reasonable. Because in fandom spaces, excitement can sometimes move faster than facts. This created an interesting situation. On one side, there were fans who were genuinely curious. On another side, there were fans urging caution. Neither group was being disrespectful. Everyone simply wanted to understand what was happening. And honestly, that's one of the things that makes the BTS fandom so fascinating. People are passionate. People pay attention. People care deeply about the members. But many also understand the importance of respecting privacy and waiting for official information. Still, curiosity remained impossible to ignore. Because if there is one thing ARMY loves, it's trying to piece together little moments that seem mysterious. And right when fans thought this conversation couldn't become any more intriguing, another detail entered the discussion. People started looking back at previous moments between Bang Si-hyuk and Jimin. Not because they were trying to prove anything, but because they were searching for context. Over the years, there have been many occasions where Bang Si-hyuk expressed admiration for BTS's achievements. There have also been countless moments where the members themselves talked about their gratitude toward the people who supported them throughout their journey. So naturally, some fans wondered whether the alleged contact, if it actually happened, might have been something positive. Could it have been congratulations? Encouragement? A simple check-in? A discussion related to future activities? Nobody knew. And that uncertainty somehow made the topic even more captivating. Because human beings naturally dislike unanswered questions. We want explanations. We want stories to have endings. We want mysteries to make sense. But sometimes, the most memorable moments in fandom happen precisely because there are no immediate answers. And in Munich, surrounded by music, lights, and thousands of emotional fans, this small rumor had somehow transformed into one of the biggest discussions of the day. Yet what happened behind the scenes during those hours would only make the situation even more interesting. As the concert continued, Munich seemed to transform into something more than just another stop on BTS's world tour. For many fans inside Allianz Arena, it felt like they were witnessing a special chapter unfold in real time. The crowd's energy never dropped. Every song was met with deafening cheers. Every member received overwhelming support. And whenever Jimin appeared on the giant screens, another wave of excitement swept through the stadium. Outside the venue, however, an entirely different scene was developing. Social media was moving at an incredible speed. Videos from the concert were being uploaded every minute. Fan accounts were translating posts in real time. Photos from different angles were spreading across multiple platforms. People who weren't even attending the concert suddenly felt like they were there because updates were arriving non-stop. And right in the middle of all that activity, discussions about Jimin continued to grow. Some fans pointed out that Jimin has a way of becoming the center of attention even when he isn't trying to be. It's something people have noticed for years. There are moments when he simply smiles, laughs, or waves at the crowd, and somehow those small actions end up becoming viral topics. Munich seemed to be another example of exactly that. At first, many people expected conversations to focus mainly on BTS's performances. After all, this tour itself is historic. Every city has become a gathering place for ARMY from around the world. Fans have been creating friendships, exchanging gifts, organizing support projects, and turning concert venues into festivals of their own. But Jimin's name kept appearing. Again, and again, and again. Then fans started noticing something interesting. Many of the posts discussing the alleged contact from Bang Si-hyuk weren't actually making wild claims. Instead, people seemed genuinely curious about the relationship between artists and the people who have accompanied them throughout their careers. In many ways, BTS's story has always been bigger than music. It's also a story about growth, trust, challenges, and relationships built over more than a decade. People often talk about BTS's achievements, the records, the awards, the sold-out stadiums. But behind every major milestone, there have also been years of preparation, countless decisions, and support systems that most fans never fully see. This is partly why the discussion resonated with so many people. The idea that Bang Si-hyuk might have reached out to Jimin during such a significant moment naturally sparked emotions. For older ARMY, it triggered memories. Memories of early BTS. Memories of uncertain beginnings. Memories of seeing these young artists fight for recognition and eventually become global icons. For newer fans, the situation created another kind of curiosity. They wanted to know more. They wanted to understand the history. They wanted context. And perhaps this is why even a simple rumor managed to generate so much attention. Because at its core, this wasn't really about a phone call. It was about connections. It was about wondering whether a meaningful interaction might have happened during an emotional chapter of BTS's journey. But then something unexpected happened. Some fans began sharing stories about their experiences in Munich. One person talked about traveling for nearly 20 hours just to attend the concert. Another fan said they had been saving money for months. Someone else revealed that this was their first BTS concert ever. Reading these stories changed the tone of the conversation. Suddenly, discussions weren't centered solely on rumors anymore. People started talking about why moments like this matter so much. Because for ARMY, concerts are rarely just concerts. They become memories, milestones, emotional experiences that remain meaningful for years. And Jimin has often been one of the members who leaves a particularly strong impression on audiences. There is something about his performances that fans frequently describe as deeply emotional. Sometimes it's his expressions. Sometimes it's the way he communicates through movement. Sometimes it's simply the feeling he creates on stage. Whatever the reason, countless fans in Munich left the concert talking about him. And this is where everything became even more interesting. Because the growing attention around Jimin in Munich wasn't happening in isolation. For months, his activities, performances, and public appearances have consistently attracted enormous engagement online. Every new photo seems to spark discussions. Every stage performance becomes a trending topic. Every interaction with fans receives millions of views. In other words, Munich was happening during a period when interest in Jimin was already exceptionally high. So naturally, any mystery connected to him would attract even more attention. Most fans didn't notice another detail right away. The conversation itself started reflecting something beautiful about fandom culture. People from different countries were participating. Fans were posting in Korean, English, Spanish, Portuguese, Indonesian, Japanese, and countless other languages. Different cultures, different backgrounds, different time zones. Yet everyone was talking about the same thing. In many ways, moments like this reveal the extraordinary reach of BTS. A discussion that starts in Germany can become a global conversation within minutes. Someone in Seoul reads about it. Someone in Brazil reacts. Someone in Indonesia creates a thread. Someone in Canada shares translations. And before anyone realizes it, millions of people are experiencing the same event together. That kind of global connection is still remarkable, especially when you remember where BTS started. Which brings us back to Jimin. Because perhaps the biggest reason why this story captured attention is that fans feel emotionally invested in his journey. They've seen him grow. They've watched him overcome challenges. They've witnessed his incredible dedication to performing. And they know how much every concert means to him. Whenever Jimin stands on stage, many fans don't simply see an idol performing. They see someone who has spent years pouring himself into his art. Someone who continuously pushes himself. Someone who repeatedly expresses gratitude toward fans. That's why people pay attention to his expressions. That's why they notice little moments. That's why they become curious when unexpected stories begin circulating. Not because they want drama, but because they care. And perhaps that emotional investment is one of the defining characteristics of the BTS fandom. Still, despite all the discussions and theories, one fact remained unchanged. No official details had emerged. No confirmed explanation existed. The mystery remained a mystery. And strangely enough, that uncertainty seemed to make the Munich story even more memorable. Because sometimes fandom experiences aren't defined by having all the answers. Sometimes they're defined by shared curiosity, shared excitement, shared emotions. Years from now, many fans might not even remember every specific theory that circulated online. But they may remember sitting in their rooms refreshing social media feeds. They may remember discussing possibilities with friends. They may remember watching videos from Munich while wondering if there was a hidden story nobody knew yet. And perhaps that's what makes moments like this special. They become collective experiences. Munich gave ARMY another chance to celebrate BTS together. It gave fans new memories to treasure and new moments to revisit whenever they missed these concerts. And for Jimin, it became another reminder of just how deeply his artistry and sincerity continue to resonate with people everywhere. So, Pop Signal family, what do you think about this entire situation? If Bang Si-hyuk really did reach out to Jimin during this unforgettable concert period, what do you personally think the message could have been? We'd love to hear your thoughts and theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's video and love following these fascinating moments in the world of BTS and K-pop, don't forget to leave a like because it truly helps the channel grow. Subscribe to Pop Signal and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the latest updates, stories, and viral moments surrounding BTS, Jimin, and the global ARMY community. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. As always, take care of yourselves, keep supporting the artists who bring joy and comfort into your lives, and keep creating beautiful memories together as a fandom. We'll see you again in the next video, right here on Pop Signal.